Howdy partner, fancy seeing you around these parts. We couldn't be more delighted to make your acquaintance on this sunny day. Now, let me ask you something. Have you heard the news? There's a rumor that's been prowling around Tumbletown on the Empire's SMP. Settled in the heart of the Dust Bowl on the server in the Mesa biome, Sheriff Jimmy is the cowpoke you call when you get your things into a bunch. Sheriff Jimmy is also known as quite the tradesman on the server, exporting gunpowder, dynamite, and terracotta to the empires he finds respectable. Alongside Sheriff Jimmy is his sidekick, Deputy Norman the Cat, and you can always find the lawman on a never-ending quest to lay down the law on the server. One thing's for certain though, you best be respecting the law by staying on the sheriff's good side, or else you might be finding yourself behind bars, you hear? But wait, you're here for the news, so I guess I best be spilling the beans. There's something mighty strange going on with that lawman Solidarity, though he's been denying the rumors. You see, there's a stampede of evidence that Jimmy might not be who he says he is. We welcome you with open arms as we bring up possibly the biggest and most important mystery on the Empire's SMP. Well, darn tootin', you might think of me as a tad crazy for calling out fine sheriff a toy, but please do hear me out. We start scratching our noggins in episode 2 of Solidarity's Empire's videos, where he introduced us to the mighty stallions of Tumbletown, Arrow, and Bullseye. But wait, Bullseye the horse? If I do recollect, the horse shares the same name as the Bullseye from the 1999 animated flick Toy Story 2. Sheriff Jimmy even tells us that he was inspired to find a horse who looked similar to the toy horse from the movie. We know that every trusty steed needs a rider to go with it. So, where is the Woody to Solidarity's Bullseye? Hiding right under the bridge of our noses. That's where. There's a snake in my boot. There's only room for one man around these parts. Sheriff Jimmy's Toy Story began with his rivalry with the Outlaw of the Skies, or Smallish Beans of Stratos, after the god pulled Jimmy's strings one too many times. In episode 4 of the series, Jimmy declared Joel a wanted man and overcharged the god for a stack of gunpowder at the steep price of 2 diamonds. Since then, the two have been the furthest thing from 2 peas in a pod. In episode 5 on Solidarity's channel, I do declare that the sheriff stumbled into the first of many pranks, poking fun of him being a toy. Someone had trespassed on the sheriff's land and built a massive statue of Snake sticking out of a boot. A sign left by the vandal called Jimmy a toy and begged him to say Woody's catchphrase from the Toy Story movies. The sheriff, obviously offended, made it very clear that he was a big, strong man and by no means a toy. What made things worse was when Cave Goblin Fwip paid Jimmy a visit and died laughing at first sight of the statue, or when Scott of Chromia saw it and asked Jimmy if he was secretly hiding a pull card. Talk about the disrespect for the sheriff. Yippee-ki-yay! The snake in my boot prank was only the beginning of the disrespect Sheriff Jimmy would face. During a live stream, Jimmy was paid a visit by Scott of Chromia, though he looked a little different than the last time they met. Instead of his usual colorful Minecraft skin, Scott wore a skin resembling the ravishing cowgirl Jessie from Toy Story 2. Scott saw that Jimmy was a maidenless sheriff, so he decided to wear the skin to brighten Sheriff Jimmy's day. In another live stream, Solidarity was visited by Fwip, the cave goblin, who offered to give Jimmy an ally. In possibly the best prank of them all, the sheriff gave the ally a TNT block, and when it returned it to him, Jimmy earned the secret Minecraft achievement, You've Got a Friend in Me. The achievement was named after a song sung by Wheezy the penguin at the end of Toy Story 2, once again confirming that Jimmy is probably a toy. Someone would later name Jimmy's ally Buzz just to disrespect him even more. Well, I'll be dogged. The players were not the only ones suspicious that Jimmy is a toy. Solidarity's fans made it their mission to make sure Jimmy knew that he was Woody from Toy Story. In a famous piece of fan art depicting the canonical heights of some of the Empire's SMP players, the artist Sparrow drew Joel as incredibly tall and left Jimmy as extremely small, which made Jimmy all horns and rattles. His livestream chats were constantly bombarded with messages claiming that Jimmy was probably really short in real life, even though he's actually about 6 foot in the real world.
I'm tall!
During a live stream with Hermitcraft's Impulse SV, Impulse's chat begged the YouTuber to call Jimmy Timmy the Toy.
Why is my chat telling me to call you Timmy the Toy?
Oh boy, here it
How is
starts.
it in your chat?
Yeah, my chat's telling me I should call you Timmy the Toy.
No.
And say that you have a
Stop.
friend in me.
No!
No matter where the cowboy went, in both the real world and the world of Minecraft, Jimmy was constantly reminded that he was a toy. During episode 6 of his series, Sheriff Jimmy was moseying his way down the streets of Tumbletown just as he came across something out of this world. The Vandal had struck again. Upon the cliff tops now stood a massive statue of a Pizza Planet alien from Toy Story. A new sign now read, "You saved our lives. We are eternally grateful." A well-known phrase used by the aliens in Toy Story 2. Anyways, Sheriff Jimmy once again declared he was not a toy, and he vowed to snuff out the criminal behind these pranks. In episode 7 of his own series, The Rootin' Tootin' Joel confessed that he has made it his goal to convince the sheriff that he is, in fact, Woody from Toy Story by the end of the season. Joel then shows us the smoking pistol. He was the one who built the alien and plans to continue doing pranks. Joel even requested his fans to draw fan art of Cud Joel pulling Toy Jimmy's pull card, which can be seen towards the end of episode 8 of his series. Hold on to your hats, things were only getting better from here. After learning that it was Joel brewing up the toy-related ruckus in Tumbletown, Jimmy declared it illegal to make a mockery of the sheriff. After building a jailhouse lined with obsidian walls, the sheriff confronted Joel face to face and arrested him, but not for long. Just before Solidarity sealed him in prison for good, Joel broke his way out through the iron door and killed Sheriff Jimmy. In an effort to embarrass Jimmy as revenge for arresting him, the God of the Sky built Joel's toy barn, based off Al's toy barn from Toy Story 2, where he now sells Sheriff Jimmy action figures to the rest of the server. Sheriff Jimmy was displeased to hear the news when Mythical Sausage showed him the action figure he bought from Joel, and he went to face Joel for a final showdown. Jimmy threatened to burn the toy barn down to the ground and steal all of its stock, but Joel reminded Jimmy that he would be breaking the law if he did. Solidarity left the scene, but he vowed to get rid of the barn some way, someday, somehow. So after all of this, the question remains, is Sheriff Jimmy really a toy? Well, we think we finally got a glimpse at the truth during episode 11 of Joel's series. After brewing up some law-revealing potions designed to reveal the true law of the players on the SMP, Joel splashed Sheriff Jimmy, shrinking the sheriff down to his true size. Soon, Scott of Chromia, Mythical Sausage, and Thwip, the cave goblin, had joined Joel as they poked fun at Toyish Timmy. Finally, Joel gave Jimmy an apple of lying, an apple designed to hide the truth, which after Jimmy consumed it, he was reverted back to his original size. This could only mean one thing: Jimmy really was a toy this whole time, and he was just too embarrassed to admit it. But what do you think? Is Jimmy truly a toy? Actually, don't answer that. We all know that he is. Instead, tell us in the comments how long you think Jimmy can keep this secret from us.